welcome. You don't have to stay awake for this. You don't have to remember any of it. We are going to follow a river tonight. A slow one. One that doesn't ask anything of you. The river is called the Slow Wye. That isn't its old name. The old name has been lost for a very long time. But everyone who lives near it now calls it the Slow Wye because it doesn't seem to be in any hurry at all. It begins, if a river can be said to begin, in a wide, cold pond up in the hills. You can't see the hills from here. They are behind us, and they are sleeping. The river leaves the pond as a thin silver thread. By the time it reaches the place we are standing now, it has grown wide as a country lane, as wide as a small field, wide enough that the far bank looks like a memory of land rather than land itself. Notice how the surface barely moves. If you look only at 1 square foot of water, you might believe nothing is happening at all. Only when you look at the whole width of it can you see the slow, slow drift, right to left, patient, continuous, indifferent. There is no rush here. There is no rush anywhere along the Slow Wye. The reeds along this bank are old. Older, I think, than the path we walked in on. Maybe older than the name of the river. They grow in clumps. Each clump is its own small island of green that has gone almost black in this light. Between the clumps, the water is still. In the still places, small things live. Water beetles, newts, little fish the length of a fingernail. They are all asleep now, or they are doing whatever it is that small things do when they are not asleep and not quite awake. You can hear, if you listen, the reeds talking to each other. Not in words, in the small, dry, papery sound that reeds make when one of them touches another. It is a sound that doesn't have a name. You don't have to give it a name tonight. Watch the reed at the very edge of the frame, the tallest one. It is leaning very slightly with the slow drift of the water. In about an hour, it will lean a little more. By morning, it will be exactly where it was when we found it. That is how the Slow Wye moves things, by suggestion, never by force. Up ahead, the river meets a long row of stones. They are not boulders. They are not really even rocks. They are the worn-down children of rocks. Round, pale, the size of loaves of bread. The water doesn't break against them. The water bends around them. Each stone is wearing a small, soft collar of foam, no bigger than the rim of a teacup. That is the only place on the whole river tonight where the water makes a sound. And even there, it isn't loud. It is the sound of someone far away, slowly washing one plate. These stones came down from the hills, the same hills the river came down from. They came down a long time ago. Some of them were already here when the first people in this valley were children. Some of them were already here when the first people in this valley were old. Some of them, the smaller ones, were once the corners of larger stones that got tired. The river is patient. The river is in no hurry to do anything. But over enough nights, even the corner of a stone will lay itself down and rest. Look across now. The far bank. There is a house over there. You can just see the outline of it. 2 windows. One is dark, one is lit very softly with what looks like a single lamp. We don't know who lives there. We never will. That isn't part of tonight. But somewhere behind that lit window, someone is reading, or pouring water for tea, or laying out clothes for the morning, or simply standing at the window and watching the river, the same river, from the other side. It is a strange and gentle thing to know that on the other side of any slow river, there is always someone else, awake or going to sleep, who is looking at the same dark water. And neither of you knows the other, and neither of you has to. The river does not introduce people. The river only carries the night between them. The river bends here. Not a sharp bend, a bend so gentle you could miss it if you weren't paying attention. You don't have to pay attention. The river bends whether you watch it or not. On the inside of the bend, the water has piled up a small fan of pale sand. It is barely a foot wide, but it is a beach, a small private beach made by the river, given to no one in particular. A frog has come to that beach, just one. It is sitting at the water's edge with its hands tucked under its chin. It is not hunting, it is not waiting. It is simply doing what frogs do at this hour, which is mostly nothing. If we stand here long enough, the frog will look up. It will look directly at us, and then it will look away again, because we are not interesting and because the river is. And the frog has known this river for its whole life, and it is still interested in it. We could learn from the frog, I think. But we don't have to. Not tonight. Now the mist is starting. You can see it on the far bank first. It is rising up out of the cold water in long, pale fingers. Or, no, not fingers. Mist doesn't really have fingers. Mist has shapes that we don't have words for. Let us not give them words tonight. The mist is moving in the same direction the water is moving, right to left, but slower somehow than even the water. You can almost watch one piece of mist for a full minute, and it will only have traveled the width of your hand. If you close your eyes for a moment and then open them again, the river will look different. Not very different, only slightly different. The mist will have rearranged itself. A piece of it will have left, another piece will have arrived. You will never see the same slow Y twice. No one ever has. A single leaf has come down the river. An oak leaf by the shape of it. It is the color of weak tea. It is drifting with the current, going right to left, just like everything else. It will pass us in a moment. It is in no hurry. It is not in a hurry because it cannot be in a hurry. It has given itself entirely to the river. There is something quiet about that, about a thing that has finished arguing with the place it is. A leaf does not push back against the river. It does not paddle. It does not steer. It simply goes where the slow water takes it, and at the same speed. We could try that, I think. Not tonight. Tonight we are only watching. But sometime, when you remember this river, when you remember that there are slow waters in the world and that they are still moving in the dark, whether you are watching them or not, maybe then. The leaf is past us now. It is going on without us. We do not call after it. We do not need to know where it ends up. Let us stand still for a moment. Let us not narrate. Just the river. Just the reeds. Just the slow mist on the far bank, going its slow mist way. Just you, listening. Just me, here with you. Just the dark water, doing what dark water has always done. Nothing has to happen now. Nothing is going to happen now. That is the gift of the slow why. It is the river that does not ask anything of you. There, on the water. The first star has found its reflection. It is wobbling very faintly. The river will not let it be still. The river is too gentle to hold anything perfectly still. But it will hold it. It will hold the star's reflection through all of the dark hours, even after the star itself has moved across the sky. This is something the river does that almost no one ever notices. It catches the light of things that are very far away, stars that are so far that their light has been traveling toward this exact piece of water for longer than there have been rivers at all. And it holds them, just for a few hours, in a little patch of dark, slow water in a valley with no name on most maps. And then the river lets the light go again in the morning when the sun comes. The river never keeps anything for very long, but while it has a thing, it is gentle with it. We could learn from the river too. But you don't have to think about that now. You can just watch the star wobbling on the slow black water. This is the first hour of our long night together. The slow why will keep going long after we have left it. It does not need us to watch, but we will keep watching anyway. In the next chapter, we will leave the slow why behind and find a different water, a creek this time, a little narrower, a little colder. Black Owl Creek. We will be there in a few minutes, or longer. There is no hurry. If you have fallen asleep already, thank you. If you are still awake, thank you. Either is exactly the right thing to be doing. The water doesn't mind. The water has never minded. Stay with me. We have a long way to go and nowhere to be.